Today, I answer your questions from Instagram. Liam and I have a bit of a weird breakfast, and we get some new Peak Design merchandise.
I think our first question is, you have this studio. What's the purpose of the studio? What's the benefit?
The purpose of the studio is that originally Jeff, who is our third partner, who is not a photographer in the studio, I think one of his clients was moving out of the space, moving into something bigger. And Jeff was like, hey, do you know anyone that would want a studio in Uptown Waterloo? And I was like, I don't know, I'd like my name on a billboard here. And then I saw the price and I was like, I would pay that money to have my name at the busiest intersection in our city. And then it came with this interior space that we painted all white because it was a dark, dark brown, which might have been an off tint, and a bar tap. The bar tap came free. Ooh. We didn't get the barn doors. We had to rebuild the barn doors, but the draft tap came free. And then when we got the Red Bull fridge, that really solidified our commitment to having a studio space, I think. Let's go for a drive. Nice. I have a package, but I don't know what it is. Justine sold me on this TRS, like tiny little mic.
Okay.
So it goes in your mic jack.
Yep.
But it doesn't mount to your hot shoe. It mounts literally in the mic jack.
Right.
The package might be that, or I don't know what else.
Don't know what else.
Might be Peak Design things. We will never get this parking spot again. This is the first and only time I've ever had this parking spot. But I think if you get here really early, you can get it. The problem is that they don't ticket during the day, so nobody is afraid to just park here all day. Let's go get a package from the Live Switchboard Student Services Center at Waterloo University of Waterloo. It's the one-stop shop, and they'll try to sell you on the fact that they do driving lessons, and they do package pickup, and they do everything. It's a one-stop shop, which is not a good business practice, I don't think.
One-stop shop.
I wish that my one-stop shop was wedding photography, limo services, bartending, floral design, wedding planning, although sometimes I feel like I am a bit of a wedding planner, and I don't know what else. Oh yeah, you want my spot. Enjoy that spot, Jeep.
See ya, Jeep. Where's your go-to place? That's our first question. What's your
go-to coffee place?
Go-to coffee place.
The ones around here, they're very high-quality coffee, but I tend to find high-quality coffee, at least the ones that they serve, is like really acidic almost. And I don't love that. I don't love that. But I do like drinking espresso because it's more efficient. So you drink like a glass of water, which you can drink very quickly, and then you drink an espresso. And it's kind of like having an entire coffee, just faster, I guess, and better.
That's good methodology, actually.
Certainly
That's how you
thing.
find efficiency.
That is the most, if I was not a photographer, I'd probably be some sort of efficiency expert. I don't know what else I'd be doing. What would you be doing if you weren't doing this?
Efficiency expert.
Also? Just like a world full of efficiency experts.
Also an efficiency expert. So what are some things you've done in your business or that come to mind recently that you made it more efficient, or you made your life more efficient?
Making my life more efficient? I would say the biggest one was the one that I did first a long time ago, which was just outsourcing all my editing. That was like the most key piece. I knew early on that if I shot a lot of weddings that I would very much just like die in editing all summer, and that wasn't the thing that I desired. So very early on I learned how to shoot in a way which was pretty much just like manual control and showing exactly what image I wanted an editor to edit to. So at least I'm like within like the 90% ballpark most of the time, and they were able to take that like 90% file to 100%, and I would say that was like the best thing that I ever did, and I'm happy that I did that. But it's a work in progress because editing is not fun, and even people that are paid to do it don't really like to do it, and they don't always do a great job of it. Oh, Pure Later truck. Perfect timing, hopefully. Oh, I didn't even check the slip if for what time. I have no idea what it would be. I can help you look though.
No.
Is that helpful? I won't touch anything. They've located the packages, but they have to scan them in.
The package.
So let's go to Mel's Diner and get some coffee or breakfast.
Cool.
It's very exciting to know that it's Peak Design things though.
Yeah,
and it's three boxes of Peak Design things. So.
Ooh.
And it was on my radar to do a review of this bag, which is the Peak Design Everyday Messenger. So today we talk about it on this video. later, maybe next week, we'll do a proper review. The spoiler alert, Liam was actually the one that made me get this bag. He was like, this is a nice bag.
It's true.
And we were like,
every photographer I meet, I'm
Yeah.
like, get that bag.
yeah, and then at Kando, there was, I don't know, like maybe, I'm going to say out of the 150 people, like 85 of them had some sort of peak design thing. But my favorite thing is stupid, but it's just this little little flap that goes down. So if you need to like put a thing in there, goes like that, right? Usually on a wedding day, there's a 7200 in here. My God Ox, did you know that's how it's pronounced? The company was literally like, we're gonna combine the word God and ox.
Oh.
So theoretically, that's how it's pronounced.
God
That
Ox.
was their, so God Ox.
Ox, God.
V1 goes in the middle, and then my second body with 35 on my ID. 750 for now, but I think I'm gonna pick up another 850, specifically for when it comes to taking a lot of photos. So the time that I noticed the biggest struggle with it is when I am like, okay, I'm gonna do a wide shot of the couple coming down the aisle, and I'm just like on the shutter, and with a 750 you get like 8 frames before it reaches the end of the buffer. The 850 you will never find the end, and then you can switch to video and start recording. So I think it's important, and
Never find the end.
it's my treat.
Infinite tunnel.
Yes, infinite tunnel of XQD. That's my treat for this year. That helps me perform my job better as well, I guess, rather than just switching lenses on bodies, which always seems weird. And for video, I think it's important to have the same bodies too, so you can just match white balances and everything looks good. Do you feel like you've traveled through time? A little bit?
A little bit.
And do a little,
We're in the 1950s.
yeah. I don't,
happened, but
what are 50s quotes? Bee's knees? It's been a while since I've used one of these too. Truly Authentic Photo asks, how do you get yourself out of a rut? So, I don't know. I feel like I always just keep doing things with people that I'm friends with, and that kind of keeps you out of a creative rut. So I think that's kind of my answer to that, to just like work with people that you want to hang out with and just do fun things that are fun to you. And then that will get you at least out of the beginning portion of the rut. If you feel like you're in a rut if you're shooting a lot of weddings or something, I think as weird of an answer it is, just to find like a new lens or a new camera or something that you can experiment with, whether that's a film camera, whether that's like a tilt shift lens. Don't overuse whatever you're experimenting with because your clients probably didn't hire you for it. But yeah, I like gear, I like things, I like prisms, I like kind of just interesting ways to take the same photos over again. But I think working with people that you enjoy hanging out with, like Liam, is kind of the most important for me. Tyler Cheeseman says, are there any specific genres of photography that you'd like to become more familiar with? The genre of photography that I really suck the most at is street photography. I'm very terrible at it, and I'm hoping that I'm going to do a video with Evan Ramp, who is an amazing, his last name is R-A-N-F-T, right? N-F-T. I'll spell it on the screen. He's an amazing street photographer, and the way that he sees everything when just like out and walking around is really, really cool. So I think that, yeah, hopefully we can link up and I can just do kind of what Liam's doing today, and I can just follow him around and be like, why are you here? What do you see? What is standing out to you? What isn't working with this photo? What is working with this photo? How do you keep like just making photos and keep progressing and to get that one photo, and how do you know when you actually have that photo? So those are my questions for him. But hopefully in the future we'll be able to do that. What do you do when you don't do photography? I think I make more videos than photography. What's
true.
What's
true.
your
yeah. What if video ceased to exist and you couldn't do video, couldn't do photos, you had to like switch?
Just back to that efficiency expert. Hopefully that's a job. I don't even know if that's a job. Is that a career choice? I didn't see the pamphlet
You can
in
make it a career choice. You didn't see the pamphlet in high school.
No.
Efficiency expert.
Yeah,
I don't think photography was on there.
No, there was no photography. Like
No.
that was, if anyone was ever like, oh, I want to be a photographer when I grow up, they'd be like, your teachers would be like, no, it's not like a real career. You can't do that.
Pretty much the equivalent of saying like I wanted to be like a rock star.
Yeah.
Or a YouTuber.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like that's like a legitimate path. Like if you're like 8 or 10 years old right now, like you don't want to be an astronaut, you don't want to be like a real job, an accountant, you want to be a YouTuber.
You want to be a YouTuber.
Rather than a rock star, which is crazy. Which is a very funny shift, I think. And then my buddy Gareth Carr, his kids, like when they play in the basement,
Okay.
they're like, make sure you like and subscribe. Like they're filming fake YouTube videos in front of like wooden cameras, which is crazy. Which one is better, a 5D Mark IV or a Fujifilm X-T3? For travel, I would say the X-T3 is like one of my favorite travel cameras. I like using it whenever I don't need like that really shallow depth of field. When I'm doing portraits, I tend to really rely heavily on shooting at like 1.4, 1.8, which you can't really do. I know the Fuji 56-1.2 exists, but it's not stabilized, so it's like, I don't know. It's a challenging camera to make my main camera, but as a travel camera, just with the kit lens, like the 17-55, I think, is like really one of the best like setups you can get, especially for the price. For a 5D Mark IV, if you're looking to be more of a portrait shooter, it might be a good idea. But I'm also interested to see what kind of comes out over the next little bit, because specifically Sony, if they're releasing the A7 IV at some point, or an A7S IV for a video creator, or an A7S III, I guess. The R series kind of lapped the S series. I would be interested in that, because I guess like the usability of it, like the A7 III is awesome. That's what we're filming on now. But the R4 grip and just like the ergonomics of that camera are really phenomenal. So if that transfers over into a 7 IV, I feel like that's gonna be a very attractive camera for me, and that might become my recommendation. But until then, as a travel camera, X-T3 is quite awesome.
What's your favorite photo you took with the X-T3?
With the X-T3, I spent maybe like 5 days with it around Italy. And I think the Venice, there's like a long exposure down the canals, where I just like sat there and waited for there to be no boats at Blue Hour, which is impossible because there's like thousands of boats per hour. But I got like one small window that there was like one boat, and I just kind of photoshopped it out. That would probably be my favorite photo. I don't think that it means anything specifically. It's just kind of like, it's a thing. It looks nice. But I prefer taking photos of people. Yeah, like I'd rather take photos of people that actually like have a use. But I do feel like when I'm traveling, I tend to focus more on like locations that people have like been a lot, because I think that's a better situation overall. Oh yeah.
Ranch there for you guys.
This is the greatest breakfast of my life.
Yes, except you need a beer, not coffee.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. They don't serve beer until 11 a.m. in Canada. Here's your fork. I don't know why you need a fork, but
There we go.
feel free to have some of these chickens. What a healthy and nutritious breakfast.
Look at that. Our wives will be so happy. We're gonna live forever, Taylor.
It's on a bed of lettuce.
There you go. You can't go wrong. What is that? That looks amazing.
So if you order chicken fingers, you're a child. But if you order chicken fingers sliced up in sauce, you're an adult.
Everyone wants chicken. Like, every time I'm at a wedding and I see kids eating chicken fingers,
Yeah.
and everyone else is just getting like chicken and potatoes, I'm like, that kid. Those kids are living their best lives.
Yeah. I would say pretty much every wedding that if it wasn't embarrassing and my couple wouldn't know about it, I would get the kids' meal chicken fingers, because it comes out first. Because it's like as soon as you sit down, it's like, here's the bread and all the kids get their food. I'm like, I've been kind of working all day. I don't mind
efficiency,
taking that.
That's efficiency.
And I like it better. And in that scheme of things, when you're eating like full like 3-course wedding dinners all the time, I feel like it is almost healthier, even though the specific ingredients are less healthy. I feel like you're consuming less calories overall.
That's fair.
Than if you're having like the cheesecake and you're having like the whatever, the beef or chicken or veggie.
And you don't slow down as much either.
Yeah, so I'd prefer that, but I haven't figured out a way to mention that to my clients yet without making it sound really weird.
Yes, hello.
So
I know you're
can I have the kids'
for this
meal?
luxurious
Yes,
meal for me.
$75 kids' meal. Great.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Good thing we have all this
finally got the
space. We got the things. We drank the coffee. Haven't done any work yet. We go back to the studio and open these? Maybe the rooftop? It's a nice day.
Yeah.
Let's do that. All right.
Cool. What was your favorite Japanese beverage?
My favorite Japanese beverage. Actually, it's a toss-up. So my favorite Japanese beverage, they're all tied. The best one that we discovered, so Marshall and Blaine and I went to Japan in December, I think. And in the vending machines on the street, you can get either hot or cold beverages. We found a hot chocolate that was delicious. And then inside 7-Elevens, there are these things called Coolish, which is like a Capri Sun style baggie of soft serve ice cream. It's a milkshake in a bag, basically. And you put that milkshake in a bag into the hot chocolate on a cold night in Tokyo, and it is the greatest thing you'll ever have in your life. Door's not on a... All right. Well. What's in here? What we got? So this, we've been using a Patagonia kind of over the shoulder bag for a very long time, but this is actually a lot more geared to something that is used for a digital SLR or a mirrorless camera. The strap does get bigger. You'll probably start seeing this in pretty much every travel video that I make now. Because I want to travel, I don't want to look like I have a camera. I don't want to have like the huge like Nikon like logo on anything. And this is very, very quiet. It's amazingly cool that they didn't make it look like a camera bag, even though it is. And yeah, it'll fit my camera nicely rather than trying to cram it into that Patagonia one that I've kind of been repurposing for a while. Feels nice. I'm excited. This might be the thing that I was the most excited for, because it's just like a usable small bag that you can just take out anywhere in the world. It even comes with free air. And yeah, just quite simple like that, right? And it also has my favorite little shelf here too. So if
it has the foldy shelf.
If you just need a little foldy shelf, so you put some stuff under it,
duckbill shelf,
and then you just like pop it down and you put your other stuff up there, and it's a nice bag. This might be the most usable bag as far as travel goes that I've encountered, maybe ever. Getting into more usability when it comes to travel, this duffel here is something else I'm really excited to use. We use a lot of bags when we're out traveling, and again, kind of low profile, doesn't really look like a camera bag, but lots of functionality. More than enough space for all of your things for actual travel, as well as just like a well-designed bag overall. Oh, that's nice. Just feels nice to close it. It's a good zipper. The other thing I really like is that it is carry-on size, so whenever we're traveling, specifically with camera things, we never check anything below the plane, maybe chargers, no batteries, everything else comes with us. So this and this combined on an airplane, or even just a small backpack, or even potentially this backpack if you want to kind of go a little bit outside the carry-on regulations, but usually they'll still let you through. Let's get to the backpack. Probably the nicest camera bag in the entire world right now is this Peak Design everyday backpack. Yeah, so it has the kind of anti-theft clip here. And the other thing that I love about it, and that I love about my everyday messenger, is just that regardless of how much stuff you put in it, if you've absolutely packed it, you can be on one of these clips up here. Otherwise, you're down here, and the way that it kind of pulls everything together, it makes everything that's in there the smallest possible package. So really cool. Hit me in the face. All your lenses, you got the little flip down shelf here, so you can separate all your goods. You get a lot of little flip down shelves. So one, you can fit a lot of your stuff in here, and you can protect it against one another, so you don't have to like wrap things in socks and whatnot, which I've actually done with lenses. And then two, you can kind of just use it as a regular backpack from the top if that's what you're looking to do. So you have lots of space up here. Like that's almost full backpack space up there alone.
Right.
And then plus all the secret compartments down here that are just super easy to access when you're out traveling. Again, it doesn't look like a camera bag. So when I'm out in the world, I feel a lot safer carrying this around. And excited to get more into these over the next little bit. This is the mail time review of it, not necessarily a product review of it, but at some point, once I've actually used them for quite some time, I'm gonna let you know my thoughts officially on them. What do we do now?
I don't know. You kind of just wave your things around and turn back. There you go.
This week's video, accidentally sponsored by Peak Design. It's a lot of items. What a convenient mail day. I had no idea what was in there, and it's all of the items that have essentially just changed everything that I use to travel. Comfy backpack, super useful wedding day camera bag. I usually only bring this bag when I shoot a wedding. I feel like it's weird to bring a backpack to a formal event. If you bring a backpack, that's totally fine too, a rolly case or whatever. I think it's easier for me just to do this. It also forces me to downsize and think a little bit less about gear. This Sling Yeah. This everyday sling is going to be what is kind of my everyday travel backpack. So if I've already checked into my hotel and I'm out in the world doing stuff, this is what I'm going to be using. This is going to be my new carry-on. And then the backpack is going to be my second carry-on. And I'm going to try to skirt marginally around calling this a personal item. It is a camera bag, and they won't make you check it. If you're ever in the position where they're like, you need to check this bag, it's too big, and you open it up and it's all camera stuff, they will just like not make you check it, and they'll call a manager and they'll figure out a way. So when marginally over allotted carry-on space, just make sure they know it's expensive equipment that they can't take liability of to put under the plane because they're going to break it. So yeah, I got all my things. Bag day.
Bag day. All the bags.
Last question of the day. What do you use to deliver your photos to clients? Dropbox, PixieSet. I use PixieSet for pretty much absolutely everything. I'm hoping they start supporting videos soon, but for now, PixieSet Gallery. And yeah, that's about all. Like I go through and I select all the images that I want to send, and then I put them in a PixieSet Gallery and I make it look all nice. Or actually, I don't even do anything. PixieSet makes it look all nice. PixieSet, the main reason that I'm actually using PixieSet is because it was the prettiest. And as a wedding photographer, it's important to just have things look good whenever they go out, and it just does everything. It's on mobile, it looks good. On desktop, it looks good. On iPad, it looks good. And I don't have to worry about any of that. If I was doing my own like WordPress delivery, it might be a little bit challenging. And Dropbox, I don't know, it just feels a little cheap, I think, for wedding delivery.
A little stale.
Yeah, so that's my answer to that.
Do you still use JPEG Mini?
No,
No?
because PixieSet now has unlimited.
Oh yeah.
So no longer do I have to process everything through mini JPEGs and worry about file sizes, because they fixed that, and it's awesome. So that's all for today. See you next time. Drop any questions in the comments below, and I will answer them next time with Liam out here on the street, getting bags, drinking coffee. We did a lot.
Doing bag.
It's only like an hour and a half. These chairs are for the Backstreet Boys performance later. I feel like I'm Will Wheaton collating paper, you know?
Yeah.
Like that pose at any desk. Right.
Stock photo.
Is that close?
It's close. Yep. There you go.